Hi, this is Shayna Hiller from Build Your Personal Yoga Business. And today I'd like to share with you why imposter syndrome just might be the greatest blessing in disguise for you and for your business. Yep, you heard it. Imposter syndrome is something that happens very often, first of all, for yoga teachers. I hear it all the time. It happens when we feel like we don't know enough. Has it ever happened to you? You feel like you just got to do a lot more trainings and have a lot more expertise in order to feel ready to start, whether that's start teaching or host that retreat or that workshop or create that online course. It's this idea that we don't know enough, we're not good enough, or perhaps any success we've achieved up until now is literally either pure luck or coincidence, and we actually aren't worthy and we don't actually deserve to be compensated for our wisdom or to show up in a bigger way. So as you can perhaps feel just from this or tell from this, it's kind of yucky and it can absolutely stop us in our tracks. So there's many different practices that you can do to work on yourself and work on your belief systems and start opening yourself up to trusting in your voice, trusting in your power, trusting in your worthiness to really step up your game and embody your greatest teacher, to embody your leadership skills, to embody your healer skills, whatever it may be. But what if, instead of thinking of imposter syndrome as this problem, as this horrible thing that, I don't like this, this is bad. What if we reframed it? This is part of the yogic teachings, right? When thinking about something in a negative way, we can flip it and see the positive aspect of it. What if it were an amazing sign that you are on a path of growth and evolution? Do you think that the butterfly feels like an imposter because the moment it comes out of that chrysalis and that cocoon, it's like, oh my gosh, wait a second, but I'm still meant to be a caterpillar. Imagine what would happen if that were the case. So what if this experience that we label as imposter syndrome is actually a necessary and I would say an inevitable part of growth? And it's almost like a test. Okay, are you going to stay back in this familiar version of yourself, or are you going to start to share more? Because waiting until you're ready and reading all the books and doing all the trainings likely will not facilitate that feeling of actually being ready that can only be generated when you actually start taking action. You start to act as if you are already who you want to become. You start to share your voice more often and get cozy, literally, and become more familiar with this new version of yourself. Just like anything requires practice, stepping into a new persona, a new way of showing up in the world requires practice. If you run away because it feels unfamiliar or you don't know enough yet, or you think you don't know enough yet, you're not even giving yourself a chance. And the truth is, you'll learn more as you go. You will be learning more no matter what. We're always learning, we're always growing, we're always evolving. And that is not limited just to our physical bodies. It's also a subtle energetic. So especially if you have a heartfelt, deep belly desire to grow, to serve more people, to step into your power and your leadership skills as a yoga teacher, as a wellness service provider, this is your gentle reminder to trust the growth process and perhaps to step outside of your comfort zone and maintain awareness as you're having that experience of, oh wow, I'm actually doing this. Who am I to do this? Well, who are you not to do this? Right? What's blocking you? What's limiting you? And oftentimes what's limiting us is a belief, is an idea of who we are. So the invitation is to, first and foremost, stay connected to your vision. Write it down if you need to. Who am I becoming? What are the attributes that I must embody in order to get more comfortable in this new space? Because if you don't give yourself that chance, and if you're not consistent with showing up in a new way, of course it's going to feel strange and you're going to resort to what you already know. Because our comfort zone is comfortable. That's why it's called the comfort zone. And you can create new comfort zones through consistency, through developing habits that bring you out of this old version of yourself and into a new one. Because in addition to all of the knowledge that you gain in your trainings and in reading books and listening to podcasts, you also have a lot of wisdom within you already. And the way that you speak, the way that you teach, the way that you hold space, the way that you show up is one of a kind. And that's where the greatest learning happens. And that's when we're reflected in that type of leadership, that's how you start to really build that confidence. So it's kind of a little bit of a paradox that, when you're not feeling confident, you've just got to embody it. You step into it. You trust, okay, this is a part of the practice. I am in that moment of coming out of my shell, of coming out of this cocoon or this chrysalis and becoming someone and something that I've never been before. Can you trust that phase? Can you allow yourself truly to evolve to the next step? So this is why I think that feeling of imposter syndrome, if you can catch it in that moment and say, deep breath, I am in a phase of growth. I am becoming someone I've never been. Instead of running to what's familiar, get that vision board, get that journal out, remind yourself of why you're here and what you're doing, trust the process, and enjoy meeting yourself as a new person, because you're always changing, you're always evolving, and you deserve to experience the full spectrum potential of your being. Because as you embody that, you inevitably inspire others to embody that as well. And that's part of the teaching. So keep trusting yourself, all parts of yourself, even the parts of yourself that you don't yet know. Anyway, if this video served you, if this topic is inspiring to you, if it resonates with you, if you've experienced imposter syndrome at all, I'd love to hear about it. Feel free to comment in the comments below. I have some links down there as well if you're curious about learning more about Thrive, my yoga business training, which is a beautiful blend of the inner work that we do on ourselves so that we can actually embody next level leadership and open up to receive greater abundance and have a greater impact in our communities, and also the more technical side of business and how to deal with all of those logistics in a calm, mindful, Zen way. So you can check that out there. You can subscribe somewhere up here, and otherwise I look forward to seeing you. Enjoy the videos if you're newer to this page or to this channel. And if you have any any specific topics or questions related to teaching yoga, growing your yoga business, refining your skills, building confidence, manifestation, all those magical things, then definitely leave a comment and I will create a video just for you, because it's really for all of us. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Namaste.